Alright guys, so I'm doing this video for you today. Now I'm just going to be straight up with you at the front of this, is that a lot of this stuff you've probably heard already in the video I did about Lewis Steele's article, but this one's from James Pearce. And the reason for me doing this video, because I don't normally I don't like to just keep putting the same stuff out. But in this instance, the club are obviously saying stuff to these journalists to get the message out there around about certain players and expectations and blah, 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 blah. So that's the reason for this video. Also, there's a few little new snippets in here from James Pearce that aren't mentioned in the Lewis Steele one, so they're kind of interesting. And I will also, before I get into that article, touch on that Morgan Rogers thing regarding him. So if you do end up liking this video, guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. I want to know your thoughts, guys, on everything that's mentioned in this video. So I said I'd talk about Morgan Rogers, so here we go. So you've seen probably the thing going around about, you know, Fabrizio Romano saying that Liverpool have been scouting this player. Now, one thing for me that I'm just going to get out there off the bat is Liverpool probably scout hundreds of players that they don't really have any intention of signing straight away, because they've kind of got to do the job. Do you know what I mean? So people are saying that he could come in. Now, my first question straight away off the bat is, who is he coming in for? Like, you know, if he's going to come in and play in the midfield where he predominantly plays in that number 10 position behind Szoboszlai, you know, where Szoboszlai plays, sorry. Are you going to give up Szoboszlai's minutes? Is he going to come in and take Harvey Elliott's position? I mean, in the league this year, I think Elliott's played like, what, probably just under 200 minutes of football, whereas all this season, Morgan Rogers is in the Premier League. Well, all season he's played 4,143 minutes, and in the Premier League he's made 33 appearances at 2,778 minutes. Is this guy really going to come in from first team football to sit behind Dominic Szoboszlai? For me, I don't think there's anything. I think Liverpool obviously monitoring him because obviously he's an English talent. He'll help towards the homegrown quota, this, that, and the other. His contract doesn't expire till 2030 as well. I mean, for me, I personally don't see Liverpool making a move for him unless you have sold someone big in the team, like a Szoboszlai or an Alexis McAllister. Because if I was him, I wouldn't be coming to Liverpool to sit and do Elliott's job and play next to nothing. Do you know what I mean? I just wouldn't. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it, guys. Take it as you want. It might be wrong, but anyway, that's how I think about it. So, on to this James Pearce article now. So, I can't share this with you because obviously it's behind a paywall and I've highlighted the stuff that I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to read everything, but here we go. So, this came out this morning actually at 5:15 in the morning. It says here, it promises to be a busy transfer window as sporting director Richard Hughes and head coach Arne Slot seek to put their stamp on the squad they inherited from Klopp. And then it quotes Van Dijk here. They're planning to make it a big summer, so we all have to trust the board to do the right job. Slot recently spoke about the new energy and injection of fresh talent that can provide Liverpool, and Liverpool's status as champions should enhance their pulling power. Liverpool will stick to their self-sustaining business model, which means that money generated in player sales will heavily influence the transfer budget. The club made a pre-tax loss of 57 million last season and have the second highest wage bill in English football behind Man City. The financial landscape is brighter following a lucrative return to the Champions League, but 2-year contract extensions for top goal scorer Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk represent big financial commitments. Stop there. So, if we're to believe that Mo Salah and Van Dijk both got 400k a week, so that means that Mo Salah got around anything between 50 to 100 grand pay rise per week, and Virgil van Dijk got around about, I think he was on 200, so maybe he's doubled his wages. You would think that with Trent going, that some of that would subsidise the pay rise. Not all of it, I'm not saying that, but it would, you know, contribute towards that. But anyway. So, he breaks down the team now by position. So he says, goalkeepers. Mamadashvili will become a Liverpool player on July 1st after a 29 million deal was struck with Valencia last year. About Alisson, he says, after spurning interest from clubs in Saudi Arabia last summer, Alisson has made a huge contribution to Liverpool's title triumph and is going nowhere. That has been reaffirmed before last Sunday's thrashing of Tottenham when goalkeeper coach Taffarel told ESPN Brazil that he wants to continue living this story. He goes on to say, I saw that this wave of Saudi Arabia came with great opportunities, very high offers. I want to continue this story because I owe a lot to them here and I want to continue this life here, is what Alisson said. Liverpool do have a 1-year option built into Alisson's deal, who is 32, and is effectively under contract until 2027. The expectation is that Kelleher will leave Liverpool this summer and Mamardashvili will take his place in the squad. Kelleher has only 1 year left remaining on his contract and has made no secret of his desire to move on to become a number one goalkeeper. And Liverpool rejected bids from Forest in January and Bournemouth are among his suitors. The goalkeeper Kelleher is valued at around £30 million, which is quite interesting. I thought it'd be a little bit lower going into last season of his contract. But hey, if we can get 30 for Kelleher, I think that's good business. And then Liverpool must decide whether to sanction a loan deal for the 23-year-old Jaros, who made his Premier League debut off the bench against Palace in October, or keep him round as cover for Alisson and Mamardashvili. Onto the defence. Liverpool are in the market for a new left-back to compete with and ease the burden on Andy Robertson. Kirkes features high on the club's list of targets, and Hughes knows him well, having done the deal to take him to Bournemouth. Kirkes is close friends with Liverpool midfielder Dominic Szoboszlai, but he would not be cheap. Bournemouth want around 45 million. Liverpool are also admirers of Jarrell Hato. Signing a left-back would mean the sale of Tsimikas 5 years after he arrived from Olympiacos for 11.75 million. He has 2 years left in his deal. There could be a double swoop on Hughes' former club, with Liverpool also in the race to sign Dean Huijsen for 50 million, which is his release clause. However, Liverpool currently regard Chelsea as the frontrunners. Konaté's contract situation complicates the situation at centre-back. Talks over an extension on his contract, which is approaching its final year, are dragging on, and an agreement remains to be seen whether it's coming. Konaté said that there is conversations with the club, and we will see. He apparently said this during the title celebrations on Sunday. James Pearce says that if the impasse continues, Liverpool will have a big decision to make. They will not want to lose him for nothing at the end of next season, but they will prioritise what is best for the team on the field rather than just the bottom line. And that was the case when they turned down 150 million for Salah from Saudi Arabia. Despite recent speculation about Trent changing his heart, the right-back is still expected to join Real Madrid on a free transfer this summer. Conor Bradley will be back to step up to play a much bigger role next season. Whether Liverpool recruit another right-back will be influenced by what happens at centre-back. For example, if they do sign Huijsen, Kwanzaa or Gomez would be less likely to be called into the central duties, so could cover out wide on the right as well. Kwanzaa, who has previously attracted interest from Newcastle, has been linked with a move, but Liverpool aren't looking to sell him. Senior club sources speaking anonymously to protect relationships dismissed talk of a possible 30 million price tag for Kwanzaa. Interested in not mentioning anything about Joe Gomez there, yeah? Midfield. This is the most settled area of the squad. Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones have enjoyed outstanding seasons. No other central midfielder in the squad has started a Premier League game all season, and all are young enough to be fixtures for many years to come. The biggest question mark surrounds Harvey Elliott's future. Elliott has been limited to 189 minutes, which is what I just said about the Morgan Rogers thing, across 14 substitute appearances. His preference is to play as a number 10, but Slot has opted for the greater physicality and athleticism of Szoboszlai in that position. Elliott's attitude has remained impeccable and he has made crucial contributions off the bench to help swing tight matches. Elliott's quoted here as in saying, I need to think about what is best for my future. If I had it my way, then I would be here. I would play every game and stay for the rest of my career. But it all depends on managers and the people above. So Elliot there, to me, that's the first I've read that, is that he's open to moving on with Harvey Elliott, if based on them quotes. Liverpool want Elliott to stay, but if he decides to move on this summer, they will reluctantly consider offers, and there will be no shortage of interest. Slot is planning for next season with Endo, which surprises me. Getting sufficient game time before the World Cup is a consideration for Endo, but he is happy and settled at Liverpool. Gravenberch's impact in the number 6 means that signing another holding midfielder is no longer a priority. And the plan is to assess the young Spanish midfielder Stefan Bajcetic when he returns to Kirby for pre-season. His fortunes have improved since he swapped a loan move from Salzburg to La Palma, and the 20-year-old needed regular game time after injuries disrupted his development. When Liverpool failed to put in their pursuit of Zubamendi last summer, they did consider Angelo Stiller as an alternative, but opted to push on with what they had. So maybe we could go back for Stiller. I mean, I think he was on my AKM transfer video as a potential backup to come in for Gravenberch, so maybe that could be something of interest, guys. Good player, Angelo Stiller, really good player. Tyler Morton has recovered from a shoulder surgery and is expected to leave this summer, and Liverpool want around 20 million. On the attack now, Darwin Núñez's third season will be his last with the club. The Uruguayan has only scored 7 goals in 43 appearances this season. Fresh interest from Saudi is anticipated. Al Nasr were keen in January with an I don't know why I'm reading that. I don't believe that Liverpool turned down 70 million for him in January. I just don't. I don't believe it. Atletico Madrid and Milan are among the European clubs monitoring Núñez's situation. Isaac is widely admired at Liverpool, but there's an acceptance that that deal would be very difficult to pull off given the talk of a possible 150 million transfer fee. Anthony Gordon was a target last summer, but Newcastle backed off the deal when they made other player sales to help resolve their PSR concerns, and there's been no suggestions that the deal will be resurrected since he signed the new deal. Hugo Ekitike from Frankfurt and Benjamin Sesko from Leipzig are also being considered. Salah and Cody Gakpo will stay at the club. Chiesa, if he decides to stick around after struggling to make a mark at Anfield following his move from Juventus. Part of Chiesa's failure to kick on, even after covering from injuries, can be explained by the lack of opportunities offered to him. With Salah so consistent and almost ever-present wide on the right, there is little appetite internally to offload Chiesa, but offers to take him back to Italy are expected. Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota have been the subject of speculation. Diaz continues to be linked with Barcelona, but he's coming off the back of his best season for Liverpool, who do not want to lose him. The same goes for Jota. There's no sign of either pushing for a move. And then lastly, guys, Liverpool are braced for interest in Ben Doak, and it would take a bid of more than 30 million for them to sanction the sale of the Scottish international. So there we have it, guys. So if you add up some of the stuff that they're expecting, so Doak was 30 plus, let's just say 30 just because that's what we got. 20 for Tyler Morton, and then another 30 for Kelleher. Just from them players there, you're looking at what's that, like nearly 80 million coming in from 3 players. To Chiesa, Shimikas, if he moves on, maybe another 10. Do you know what I mean? So Liverpool could make a fair bit of money this summer to buy players and then bring in a couple as well. The Harvey Elliott stuff is quite interesting. I didn't think he would say anything like that. I don't know why I've not seen them. I do expect Núñez to move on. I do expect Jota and Diaz both to move on, especially if Barcelona can sort their finances out, which look a little bit hard right now. And if Stefan Bajcetic does come in and do really good in pre-season, I don't expect Liverpool to go out there and buy another central defensive midfielder like Angelo Stella, for instance. But anyway, guys, let me know down below what you think about all of this, and I'll catch you in the next one.